It is time we wake up or stop blaming different people for the things. So I don't want to collaborate with this person. You are using one excuse or the other, which is in disguise as envy. Is a disguise of jealousy. Is a disguise of you not wanting other people to be praised. You just want you alone to be praised. You just want you alone to remain relevant. You just want you alone to be at the top while other people are just worshiping you. It shouldn't be like that. On this episode, I am going to be speaking on how we are being taught to compete with one another. This episode was inspired by Wumi. So thank you so much. Shout out to you for this, inspiration. When I was in primary school, I remember that if you do not pass your exam, you are not going to move from one class to another. So let's say, for example, you're in primary one and you do end of year assessment. If you do not pass, you are not going to move. And not only that, it doesn't stop there. We have people being dependent on how well you did with your assessment. You take the first position, second position, and so on and so forth. Sometimes, if you're 30 people in the class, you see someone, the position might be 30th in our class. What that means is that they are the least performed person in our class. And in a way, that is our competition is being incorporated into our system. That is one of the ways. Because when I remember in primary school, it was not so obvious. However, in secondary school, it was much more obvious, whereby you and your friends, you are together, your friends, your pals, and then the result day come, and then maybe you came out as first, and then the next person as second, third, and before you know it, it's almost as if you were hiding something from them when you were doing your revision together. And some friends do fall out after that. I remember there was a year in my first year in secondary school, I would come second, and there's this boy that will always come as first. I used to like just look at him that what do you do different that I'm not doing? That competition was already instilled gradually into us. And those people that do not even come close to the first five or the first 10, they see themselves as inferior, they see themselves as not good enough. It robbed them of their self esteem. And before you know it, unknowingly, the class is being divided based on how brilliant they are. You will see those that they call them eficals, those people that are bookworms in some places, they give them names. And they are the ones that are friends together, they will anger together, they will play together. Then the ones that may be in the middle, they will also anger together. Then the ones that do not academically, they are not very sound, they will also anger together. And before you know it, if there is any fallout, any conflict in the class, you will see those that are see themselves that they are the bright ones. They are together. They are the ones that when you talk to them, they are speaking all these big grammars and all of that stuff. And those that are not doing well academically, sometimes they are really quick to their fists. They will fight you. Yes, you might be academically sound, but since they know that they are not academically sound, what that results to, it make them very, very angry and furious. And before you know it, fight will break out in school, and they are fighting with one another. In a way, we are taught to compete because now these children feel like, okay, this person is better than me, so they are easily provoked sometimes. They are so easily provoked. And you're wondering, what did I say? What did I do that you are threatening to meet me up when I'm going home to beat me up? What did I even say to you? What did I do to you? And you'll be wondering. So when we look at this, we realize that from school, this culture is already there where we are competing. And God help one of those people that are not doing really well. If they fail And then they are set to move ahead and then go to the next class, and they are told to stay back. Now their juniors is not in the same class as them. Now, this system that I'm referring to is in Nigeria. I don't know if they are still using it now, but I know when I was in Nigeria, there was a system they were using. There are some people, they just give up. They are tired because people that were once their junior and maybe their younger ones, their younger siblings, is one of those that is not in the same class as them. They've lost their respect. There is shame, there is loss of self-confidence, and some people never recover from this. They never recover from this. They just give up. What's the point? I'm in the same class with my younger sibling. What's the point of me even trying? On the other hand, for some people, it kind of wake them up from their slumber. Like, no, I can do better. I must not remain in the same class. And then another of my younger one will not meet me here again. So they will start reading up. And then before you know it, they start soaring. But in most of the cases that I saw, let's say 90%, they lose their self-confidence. They become really angry children. They become really defiant. They become really stubborn and unruly. And they just give up on themselves even before the people. Maybe about 10% will be inspired to wake up and then start studying and move forward. So when this child do not pass enough, they keep them in that class and then they promote the others to the next class. If they don't do well again, they promote the others to the other class. And then the name calling will start. You are this very undignified names start coming out of either the parents, the student, the friends that used to be classmates, and because friends would call you names, so old classmates, and even people in the school, even the teachers, they don't even make matters easy for them. So these are the very, very subtle way that we begin to learn that, yeah, we have to compete. We have to do things to make us look as if we are doing better than the others. Another setting where this is being where this is very common is at home. So your child, one of them is very academically sound, while the other one is very hands-on. And before you know it, you are competing. Why can't you just be like your brother? Your brother is always this. Your brother is always that. Your brother is very easygoing. Your brother will always come home with the best results, and you are just disgracing us. How can you fail the subject? How can you do this? We forget that we are all built differently. There are some people in some subject, they just struggle with it. It's not like they are dull. Perhaps they are not teaching them in the way they learn better. So it is our duty, because now that I've, traveled and I've seen that it's not one way to learn. We don't always have to, because most educational system that I went through when I was younger, you have to cram these things, you have to know it, you have to recite it, you have to say it over and over again for you to be able to just give it back to the teacher the way they gave it to you. Sometimes you don't even understand this. This is why some of us don't remember what was taught to us in secondary school, what was taught to us, because we did not understand it. We only just cram it and then we give it back to the teacher the way it was taught to us. And they say you're excelling. Okay. So that competition is there at home. You are competing, you are comparing. So comparison is another seed that breed competition amongst people, amongst siblings. So imagine someone in school, you are not academically sound. Maybe you were made to stay back while others were promoted to the next class. And at home, you get home, then your parents is not, the teachers have done theirs, your parents have done theirs. You get home, and then your parents are now also comparing you with maybe even your younger brother or your sister, that you are no do good, right? That where were you? It's not the same school. It's like I'm wasting my money. So as parents, we have to be really careful on how we are supporting our children, because at the end of the day, they might come from the same parents, but their destiny, their level of learning, their way they understand, the way they process things is so different. Some people are visual, some people are highly visual. Some people are very kinesthetic. They want to be hands-on. Some people are very auditory. Why there's even audio digital, right? So there is always different way people are learning. But unfortunately, in school, People do not have time. Teachers do not really have the time to start diving into how you understand things or how you don't understand things. They expect you to follow the process and then just give back and answer those questions and just understand it somehow without the patience. Some people actually need one-to-one in order for them to be able to secure that learning. So people have to learn, read, and write it out. And then they will begin to understand. That's the way I learn faster. I read, I write it out, I begin to understand, I start teaching it back to myself, and then I understand it. So imagine a child that has been through ridicule in school. As they come home, there's comparison. That child will be taught very, very well that you have to compete in order for you to survive, in order for you to be noticed. This episode is sponsored by ASEP Consultancy, a home of personal transformation for the mind, body, and soul. If you are ready to rise above burnouts, move away from depression, heal anxiety, break free from traumatic emotional pain, and live with confidence, in order for you to gain clarity, for you to move from surviving to thriving, why don't you visit our website, www.asebconsultancy.com. We'll support you through counseling, life coaching, and other trauma recovery programs, grief courses, and we even offer one at a time therapy. All of these services is available virtually, so you do not even have any excuse of saying you do not want to leave your home. You have everything from the comfort of your home. Will support you to move from surviving to thriving. Before you go, have you subscribed yet? Like, share, and comment on what resonates with you so far on this episode. If you have not done so, why don't you just click that button now? Thank you. Back to the program now. In another culture where our culture as well as Africans, kind of tell us that you have to compete in order for you to be seen. You have to compete in order for you to be relevant. You have to compete in order for you to be accepted sometimes, in order for you to be respected. Africans love to be respected. Africans love to be accepted, just like every other human being. So this, yeah, I might be talking more from the concept of Africans because this is what I've seen. Because it bugs me sometimes that why do Africans love to compete with one another? They absolutely love to compete with one another. Collaboration is such a big deal for Africans because before you are working with someone, before you know what's going on, they've changed the terms of the agreements, they've gone against it, they've flipped things over. It is so difficult to find an African person that you can collaborate with, and the terms of engagement will remain the same. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there are not people that you can collaborate with that are Africans, but I just noticed that majority of Africans love to compete with one another rather than collaborate. So from the school system, I can see is one of the places that it stems from families. It also stems from the cultural side of things. We have these things that people now call black tax, whereby once you are established, you are supposed to be sending money home. You are supposed to be helping people that are less privileged than yourself. That on its own is sometimes breed entitlement mentality. That is another title for another podcast. But on this, is we are focusing on why people feel the need to compete, is the cultural side, whereby you see that someone is very, very wealthy in the family, right? And this person, there might be about 5 siblings in the family. And before you know it, you'll see that this person, there might be 5 in their family, and then the youngest is the one that is very, very wealthy. And before you know it, the father, the mother, even uncles and aunties, they will start referring to that person as if he's the senior of the family. If they want to hold meetings, if this youngest is not seated, everybody will have to wait, even though the oldest is there, even though the time is being wasted and not honored. Nobody is going to feel offended because this one is the money bag. Everybody will wait for this person. You will wait because it will not be the one that will make the decisions in the family. It will be the one that people will reverence, will be the one that people will respect. The person that if you do not contribute in any discussion in the family, nothing is going to be done. So what do you expect the oldest to do? Of course, he's going to see that as a competition. He's going to see that as this person, because you are not the money bag of the family, that we are competing. We are competing who is oldest. My place is no longer relevant. That's the way this person is going to feel. So at the end, again, your culture is teaching you that you have to compete. Your school educational system is teaching you have to compete. Your family members, the people that are supposed to be your role model, they are telling you they are comparing you with people in the family that are doing better than you. That will definitely bring competition. And then you go to work. So, for example, you are in a place whereby there's a target on your performance, and this is linked to your promotion. What do you think the colleagues are going to be doing? Of course, there are going to be dogs eating dogs everywhere. Of course, the culture is going to be toxic. The environment is going to be toxic because each man to his own. Everybody wants to see as a person that is meeting their targets and even exceeding their targets. They want to do well. They want to be recognized by the bosses at the top. They want to be recognized as the person that is bringing all that is required for the business to grow in. And the person that is not doing well will end up being jealous. We end up being showing as in start doing different things that will not make them go well together. They will stop getting along. So there are so many areas whereby we are encouraged, we are taught, we are enabled to compete with one another. It is there. The society, we encourage it. The family, we encourage it. The work system, we encourage it. The school system, we encourage it. So how then are we going to stop this? I am sure if you listen carefully, one at least of this story will resonate with you. Will resonate with you. Now you are doing business and you see someone that is doing similar business as you. You begin to see them as a competitor. You don't want to even near them. You find ways to sabotage them. There are people that have collaborated to do businesses together. At the end of the day, one of them will clone the other person's business model and then add it to their services. And before you know it, that collaboration falls apart. And the person that has betrayed his or her brother or sister will show no remorse. If anything, they will start fighting you and they will even want to tarnish your name and your image. My brothers, my sisters, it is time that we wake up. It is time that we stop this comparing mentality. It is time that we stop this scarcity mentality. You see, the moon is just one up there, but it shines on all of us. A candle that lights another does not mean that candle is going to go out. It just means that that candle will light another, and that other candle will light another, and that other candle will light another. And whenever the light of the first candle goes out, there are 1,000 more candles that will be queuing to light it up. It is time we wake up or stop blaming different people for the things. Oh, I don't want to collaborate with this person. You are using one excuse or the other, which is in disguise as envy. Is a disguise of jealousy, is a disguise of you not wanting other people to be praised. You just want you alone to be praised. You just want you alone to remain relevant. You just want you alone to be to be um to be at the top while other people are just worshiping you. It shouldn't be like that. Let me discuss the benefits of collaborating. When we collaborate, if one person can reach 1,000, Imagine if 5 people collaborate, then we can reach about 5,000 people. And if we are trying to draw an awareness to something, imagine instead of drawing awareness to 1,000, we are not drawing the awareness to 5,000 people. So when we collaborate, our resources can reach more. I remember when I used to have an African supermarket, and there's another lady that had an African supermarket. She was awesome. A lot of people were thinking that we are not going to talk to one another. But it was when I started our business, I started talking to this lady. I was shocked. She did not see me as a competitor. What we used to do, we had similar suppliers, and some of those suppliers, if you do not order up to about, let's say, £1,000, they will not supply you the goods. And another thing, they will not give you fair price for you to be able to remain relevant in the market and where your prices are not too expensive. So what we used to do, she knew other people that had African supermarkets in other areas as well. So what happened is that she would collect their orders. That's two other supermarkets. She will bring her orders and she will add my order to it. Now that's now 4 African supermarkets ordering together. And when we order together, we'll get good price. We have good negotiation power because now we have more money because our resources has been brought together. And when the things arrive, they will either bring it to our shop or they'll bring it to my shop. Depends on who orders it because sometimes I place the order and I collect their orders as well. So if they bring it to my shop, everybody will come to my shop and then come and take what you ordered. And that was it. So we're able to work together in a very collaborative way. And as and on art, throughout that collaboration, throughout the time I was running that supermarket, we did not have any problem. I was so proud of us. I was super proud of us. And today we still talk. Now, if I want to get African things, African ingredients, I will go to her shop and I'll patronize her because she proved to be trustworthy. She was a beautiful, beautiful person to do business with. And even when I decided to close the shop and then I was now trying to get things out, she had to take some of my products to resell it and then she gave me the money. How many people can say that you have done that for someone? How many people have done that for you too? How many people have you done that to support? Collaboration is a powerful thing. Our counterpart, like for example, the Indians, the Asians, I will just put it like that. What they do when one person gets to the country, they will rent an apartment. Maybe the apartment will have about 2 or 3 rooms. And then when another person gets into the country that they know, they stay together in that apartment. And before you know it, those 3 rooms are filled with different family. Give them few years. Before you know it, those people will become homeowners. How do they do it? They will collectively use their money to pay for very minimal rent. They will put their money together, and before you know it, they will have a deposit to go and get a mortgage. One person will get it, and they might put their house in rent. So more money is coming because now, even though they have a mortgage, they will put tenants there, and they will still stay together. And then they will buy another one. Now that's the second property, and they will still remain there. They'll put that with a tenant or put a tenant in there again. They will buy the third property. It is even then they will now leave where they were staying, renting, and each person will go. And in many cases, I've heard of Asians carrying on with that to keep on buying properties, and now they have their own properties. And before you know it, they will use that model to buy more properties and they'll put tenant there. They all become homeowners, but they also become business people that have rental properties that they're doing as a business model. Now, would that stop them from working? No. Would that stop them from doing other businesses? No. They will carry on, but they will start flourishing. But if you bring this idea to an African person and say, oh, let's stay together. No, everybody wants to be prideful. I want to rent my own house. I want to live a very flashy life. They'll go and get the latest car. Then they will get the latest of everything. Everybody wants to be the boss. Nobody wants to work together. Everybody wants to look good. Nobody wants to look good together with their fellow brothers and sisters. We need to start collaborating our resources, our skills, our talent without sabotaging one another. I've seen people in businesses too, whereby your business complement one another. They work together. They work together, and when they work together, they have an agreed terms, and everybody honors that term. Nobody sabotage, nobody run the other person out of business. And I'm afraid it was not African either. It was the Asians as well. The Jews, they do that as well. The Jews, they do that as well. They use similar models as well. But we, whether it's our slavery mentality that is still affecting us, I did a podcast on how the slavery mentality is still there post slave trade. It's still very much there. We see each other as competitors. We compare. We want to show off. We don't trust one another. We want to ruin each other's names. The ones that collaborate, I've collaborated with beautiful people, and I was so glad that I collaborated with them. I've collaborated with people that they wouldn't even want to advertise your products. Even the product that you are both collaborating together with, they wouldn't want to advertise it. They just want to advertise just their business, and yours will just be on the background. They don't even want to touch it. So if I'm going on a journey with you for business purpose, surely if we're doing advert, both our businesses should be at the forefront, not one person's business. So we have to be very, very careful to have terms of our collaboration, to forget what we're taught in schools, that you have to take first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth for you to be the smart one in school. Forget what the parents were saying, comparing with your brother or your sister. Forget the culture at work, whereby you have to be set a target and you have to then compete with your colleague for you to be able to get a promotion. Forget what is said in different places, even in a religious organization, there is competition. There's loads of, competing with one another. This person sings better than me. This person sings better than that. And before you know it, they are gossiping one another in a religious body as well. You're trying to sabotage one another. That is not the spirit of God. That is not the Ubuntu spirit. Ubuntu means we have to work together. We support one another for no selfish reason. What do you think? Do you think we have been taught to compete in a very sublime way? And right now, it is showing up in our workplace. It is showing up in our community. When I see the things that people are doing together, don't get it twisted. There are some people, some Africans, they are working well together. I interviewed a lady, and when she told me the things that she has done as an African woman that is running a charity in the United Kingdom, I was super proud of her. And the way she talked, my team, my team, my team, she was talking, I collaborated with other charities, about 10 other charities. And then we've done amazing things. And this is not just talking. I have seen the things that they've done, and people, our people, and even other people have benefited from this. So when we work together in collaboration, it is absolutely amazing. When we stop thinking that I have to do my brother or my sister over in order for me to soar, if we stop that corrupt mindset, we'll begin to soar together. So the way forward, learn to collaborate without doing anybody over. Stick to the terms of the collaboration. It should be mutually benefiting to both of you, not one person using another. We need to learn to just compliment other people without competing with them. You can compliment them. One person is a coach and another person might be something else. Maybe they are very, very good at recording things, a technical person. Then work together with them in order for you to deliver an awesome product out there. There is no need for you to want to be like them or you want them to be like you. It doesn't work like that. Parents, We need to stop comparing our children. They are different. They might be from you, but they are so different, and their destiny is so different. We need to start learning that our children learn in different ways. Their personality and their characters are very, very different. Their rate of progress is also very, very different. Teachers, you need to start encouraging students to work together as a team. This is one beautiful thing I love about the British schools. I noticed that there's a lot of collaboration. There is no first, second, third, or any position, whatever, in the British educational system. And even if you did not do well in all your subjects, you will move on, but they will set a target for you to be able to cover that gaps when you move to the other class. You are not held behind, and your self-esteem is still intact. You don't lose your self-confidence. Most of their work is done in collaboration as a teamwork, whereby either you peer review people's work or you work together as a team. When you're doing presentation, you're working together as a team. You are learning people's skills. You are learning how to resolve conflicts. You are learning how to lead. You are learning leadership skills. So this is how they teach them in the British educational system. Maybe other countries need to learn from that we don't need to compete with all those positions. Family members, it doesn't matter who is more wealthy. A birthright is a birthright. An elder is an elder. If the first person is born is the oldest in the family and they are still very much alive, you must not disrespect them because they don't have enough money as the baby of the family or as the youngest of the family. Your position should not be threatened because you are not economically stable or because you are not economically vibrant. It shouldn't be like that. Your birthright should be respected, except you sold your birthright for porridge, just like they did in the Bible. So we have to be really, really careful, you know. And then there is another one again whereby the youngest got married before the oldest. And then that's another competition again. You begin to see the way parents will be treating the one that is not married like a baby. Where do all of these things come from? Why do we do this to ourselves? Our destiny is different. We mustn't disrespect people because of money. We mustn't disrespect people because of status. They are not marital status. We mustn't disrespect people because they don't have enough skills as the other person. Everybody's skills is valuable, is relevant. That skills that you're despising, when you need it, you will know that it is so important. So we need to have a growth mindset. When we have a feast mindset, we are greedy. Some elders in the family are so greedy. They are greedy. Just because someone is giving you some money, you begin to respect them more than the oldest. And when there are things to be sorted in the family, you disregard people's opinion, people's suggestion, and you hold on to the money bags suggestion because they are giving you small money. We just lose ourselves. I've learned to recognize that being an elder sometimes, some people don't have wisdom with it. They don't have wisdom with it. They're just getting old, but their wisdom, they refuse to activate it. And they use some biases. So we have to behave as the elder. There are parables that an elder cannot be at home and then a she-goat will give birth on his own. So we have to learn to respect people. We have to stop this competition. This is why a lot of things are going wrong. I see so many skilled people and they are friends with another person that is skilled, and you can see very well that their talent complement one another. And it makes me wonder, why can't you work together? Even the competition amongst husband and wife, you do know it exists. The woman is earning more, and before you know it, the man will just be looking at the woman in a way. Or sometimes the woman become prideful. It's as if wherever you are going, for example, on holiday destination, the man will not be the one to choose the destination. You'll just be the one that will decide, and everybody will follow. Take into you don't ask the children or your spouse where they want to go. You just make all the decisions. That is wrong. The fact that you are earning more, the fact that you're in a better position, Does it mean the rule of nature should be swept under the carpet? We need to follow things in the right way. The way forward, collaboration of resources, collaboration of time. In short, collaboration, healthy collaboration. We need to be consistent and just tell the truth where it should be. We need to learn to celebrate other people. When you learn to celebrate other people, you will not compete against them because you allow their shine to shine without dimming your own shine, without feeling insecure that your shine has come to an end. We need to also learn to be content and feel fulfilled with what we have and who we are part time. Because where you are right now is not where you're going to be tomorrow. So follow your own process and focus on your focus. Do you know that competition can drain your energy? It can make you make some weird and impulsive, envious decision that can ruin lives, including yours. It is high time we wake up. Competition is demonic. It is evil. There is nothing good that comes out of competing with one another. Now, I'm not talking about competition in games. I'm talking about competition in life. We ought to stay clear from it, irrespective of what we're taught in schools, irrespective of what our families say out of ignorance, irrespective of the culture, the words, and all other things. We need to be really, really careful about that. I hope this podcast has helped you to realize that there is no need to compete. There is no need to be envious of people. There is no need for us to lose our empathy or bring destruction to others in order for you to soar. My name is Abia Sonia. I'm the host of the podcast. For you in this podcast. Take care and God bless.